Oh, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen! We're talking about the Joker. We're talking about reviews. This goes hand in hand with one of my previous videos. I'll leave it linked here. Where we're just getting way out of control with respect to, like, you just can't win, can you? The Joker just can't win. A film that actually looks epic, but because it portrays something which you want to have hidden from the world, you don't want to understand it. You know, you don't want to question it. You just hide it. People that you know, the representation of people that you hurt and stuff like that, just chuck it to one side. Go back to your safe space. Right, fucking insane. Right, woke Rotten Tomato reviewers tank Joaquin Phoenix Joker critics thought. Now, I heard this from a subscriber, so you know who you are. Shout out to you. And when they initially said about this and they brought it to my attention, I said, look, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. This is what's bound to happen. It will always happen because it's going through the film festival season. So one film festival has a certain audience. They might really like it. It goes to another. They might not like it. But it will peak and it will trough. Oh, I guess I was a bit wrong, to be honest. I mean, it still might change. But I don't think anyone's really going to care about this at all. Also, Joker-inspired merch underneath the video. Check it out. Support the channel. Also, guys that watched my Space Jesus video earlier, leave linked here. Yes, Space Jesus is coming to the Rise of Skywalker. Space Jesus merch coming next week. So cop yourself some of that. Right, anyway, more and more critic scores are coming in for Joaquin Phoenix's Joker film, and the Rotten Tomatoes critic score has significantly declined. Okay, now again, I've got to repeat, like, it's not make or break. Okay, I don't think anyone really listens much to Rotten Tomatoes in this day and age, but it's important to report on it. It's important industry news. Now, the Rotten Tomatoes critic score was a solid 89, which is epic. That's massive. Back at the beginning of September, with 33 fresh reviews and 4 rotten reviews. Now, the film's average score was 9.08 out of 10. However, the score has significantly dropped. As of this writing, so as of right now, because this is pretty much, you know, as of recording the video, the Rotten Tomatoes score is now at 77% from 84 reviews. There are 65 fresh and now 19 rotten with an average score of 7.87 out of 10. Okay. So we will go through the Rotten Tomatoes in a second, and we will see what they're saying. But let's take a look at it now. So it says, if you take a look at the rotten reviews, there is definitely a trend on why they dislike it. Okay? So Ella Kemp at Culture Whisper. Who the fuck is that? Gives the movie a 2 out of 5. She writes, in Joker, there's no finesse. No nuance between the delusion of one narcissist and the hypnosis of an infected society ready to burn itself to the ground in the name of power. Okay, Nate Adams at The Only Critic gives the film a C+. Not too bad, actually. how's that rotten? C+ is good, isn't it? There's a more audacious film lurking in Joker, yet there's no denying how the discourse that'll soak up the airwaves is exactly the type of conversation the iconic villain would want us to have. Whether we like it or not, the joke's on us. David Edelstein at Vulture gives the film a B-. How is that a rotten? As Hannah Arendt saw banality in the supposed evil of the Nazi Adolf Eichmann, I see in Joker an attempt to elevate nerdy revenge to the plane of myth. That's scary on a lot of different levels. Oh my god. Mara Reinstein at Us Weekly writes, this predictable brand of cold-hearted cynicism is not worth your time. Seriously. I think the only one being cynical about it is you. Because again, we are seeing a theme here. And I've said this in all of my reviews, all of my news updates on this film, is that this should be used as a character study. Yes, it's going to be brutal. Yes, it is not going to be pleasant. But these people exist. It's important to study them. It's important to use it as representation of why this thing shouldn't happen. Of how to avoid these types of people. You know, being created, being nurtured. But yet most of these people just want to turn a blind eye to it. I would question that. I would seriously question why. Now, Leah Greenblatt at Entertainment Weekly writes, a movie with the message this one hammers home again and again feels too volatile and frankly too scary to separate, here we go, from the very real violence committed by young men like Joaquin Phoenix's Arthur Fleck in America almost every day. It's supposed to do that. It's a character study. It's amazing. All these people that are rally and champion inclusion and representation. These people don't need to be represented, but we need a wider understanding of them. You know? These are people that you may have helped create. But it's too painful to take a look at that. Too painful to take a look at yourself. And own up to that fact. And that's what the video I linked at the start was all about. Emma Stefanski at Thrillist writes, this movie isn't badly made or even ugly to look at, but there's a mean, smug little heart at the centre of it that, at best, irresponsibly frames a familiar male power fantasy as a revolutionary act. Oh my god. Notice a lot of them are women. Oh, I guess it's kind of no, I'd say a lot of them were women, actually. Sarah Kerchak at Consequence of Sounds gives the film a C. She wrote, there's probably a lot of fan fiction out there that's far more innovative, provocative, profane, incisive, and effective than Joker. Bloody Disgusting gave the film a 3 out of 5. That's surprising. He writes, it hardly matters if the audience is aware of the Joker's origin story or not, because there is only one way that this tale can end. This, unfortunately, robs the film of most of its tension and rising action. Shame. Thought they would have liked it, to be honest. Norman Wilner at Now Toronto. 2 out of 5. Despite Joaquin Phoenix's performance, this super serious stand-alone origin story is very expensive and utterly hollow. 1.5 out of 4? Jesus. This film is one that might have been dreamed up on the cynical bros from The Hangover during a blacked-out stupor. Wow. Joker is the perfect movie for 2019. Joker is our comeuppance. Why can't we view this as a character study? Joker isn't the traditional comic book movie and presents villains sympathetically in a cringeworthy way. Because, like, slap on the wrist for feeling sorry for people that, you know, are crushed by society. Unbelievable. Now, it definitely looks a lot like these reviews aren't actually reviewing the film based on its merit as a film, but are instead reviewing it based on their woke ideology and how it fits into that. Richard Rushfield, who's an entertainment critic, actually stated this before. He said, we've come to this bizarre place where the boundaries between the roles of critic, political activist, fanboy, and box office reporter have completely dissolved. I get a lot of hate for my Terminator videos, and I review all of the marketing material as a critic. You know, I don't inject my fanboy nature into it, and I don't. Yeah. Anyway, everything has to play a role in some larger, greater good narrative, which is fine if critics want to see the world that way and offer criticism through the lens. How does this help the movement? It's harder to justify it if you're supposedly covering box office for the film industry and filtering your business analysis through that lens, or that lens watered down via general media hoopla. I wouldn't be too concerned by this. I genuinely would not worry about this at all. The Joker being slammed by critics was always going to happen. That a large majority of them not going to like this film because of what it is representing, what it is telling. I will say, though, that I think this movie will still do very, very well. From the leaked footage that was released, people seem to love this film. I think this will do incredible things. Now, obviously, it's still yet to come out, so we will see it, but don't be alarmed by this. And again, I would just switch off to these people, to be honest. But anyway, what do you think? Let me know down below. If you are new here, make sure you hit subscribe and turn the bell notifications on to stay notified of the world of pop culture and movie news. Like I said, Joker merch is underneath the video, so please do go and check that out. And like I said, Space Jesus merch will be coming next week, so stay tuned for that as well. And support the Space Jeebus movement. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.